born and brought up in a nuclear family, and my father's parents had passed away even before my parents got married. My mother lost her mom when I was just one, and the only grandparent that I saw was my mother's father, who visited us occasionally since he lived in Mumbai. There were a set of uncle and aunt who lived next door who never interfered in our family. Straight to when I got married to my childhood crush, and he lived with his parents and 2 aunts. Now, my mother-in-law loved serving food and love to the family. My father-in-law believed he was a young heart trapped in an old body. One of the aunts was already retired for many years, and yet another aunt who was dead. So I got introduced to a whole new, an ocean of older people through this family. There was a doctor in the family doctor who was the jolliest person I've ever known, who practiced right until the old age, and another aunt who published a book at 90, Dr. Ratan Naik, who people in the North might know. And there's my own father, who is a Jnanpith awardee. He's a Kokani writer as well. And he continues to write on very engaging topics, very relevant topics in today. On the other hand, I also saw a lot of people going through depression and dementia. And that got me, the disparity in these people got me interested in this topic. Now, I remember one day when I saw my mother-in-law watching, waiting for her favorite program on television to come up. And I looked at her and I was very uncomfortable. I thought to myself, is this how I'm going to be when I turn old? Okay, what is my old age going to be like? So a few years down the line, I realized I wanted to study older persons. I had seen many types of older persons, and so I decided to study subjective well-being of older persons. So subjective well-being is an evaluation of one's life according to his or her own standards. Research on Indian population has shown below average scores on happiness in India, but contrary to these findings, my research shows that people in the sample that I studied in Goa are pretty content, average or above average in their happiness. Some interesting findings, people who have education below 10 standard and those who do not have grandchildren, these factors tend to contribute negatively to subjective well-being. I'm reminded here of a woman who was complaining so much about having to look after her grandchildren, but that's a rare sign. People who are physically active do not have physical ailments, and those who are members of some group, it could be just about any group, cultural, social, religious, it's just a non-formal, informal group. These factors contribute positively to subjective well-being. So where does my PhD lead me? As you know, I'm an academic and I'm very fortunate to be working in Parvati Chole College, which is an autonomous institute, and thus gives us the liberty to introduce new courses. I have drafted and introduced a course on geometry, and believe me, it's very difficult to get youngsters interested in this. So I tried different methods, like we visited Kucha, in Bastora, and they run a senior therapy center. They also have digital literacy program. They're doing some fantastic job in this field. We visited BN Merwani Senior Citizens Recreational Center in Kanji, and we're totally enthralled by their enthusiasm. Older people, dancing, singing, practicing yoga, and their energy is at a totally different level. We also organize discussion forums in the college. This year we had on aging in India, and this is basically a platform where we invite a lot of speakers, and we get the panel members discuss, and the students can ask questions. So through this, I got introduced to Dr. Amit Das, who's again a geriatrician, and who's doing a fantastic job in this field of working for dementia. And then we visited Memory Cafe in Penaulan. For people who know about Memory Cafe, they hold a lot of activities for older persons. The whole idea is jog your brain, okay, jog your mind. You need to be mentally active. And these people they were celebrating Valentine's Day there. So we had a lot of good time with them. Now, we also know of institutions like Sneh Mandir or Sanjeevan, who these organizations basically old age homes and nursing centers. These talk about the need for living arrangements. We need to look into it. At my end, I try my best to sensitize my students. So this is the article which is being published, series of articles ever since July 22, titled Jara Shastra Vruttopnishad, which is basically on gerontology. I've translated works in Konkani. And I also did research recently on technology and happiness in older persons. My findings aside, but the whole experience of interacting with older persons, when I have to actually spend just about 20 minutes for data collection, I end up speaking for nothing less than 45 minutes. But believe me, it gives me such a sense of happiness doing so. There's so much that we can all do in our own spheres. As an academic, I'm interested in research. Patel and Prince's research in 2001 shows that dementia is seen as a normal part of aging and depression is widely recognized. And there's so much of neglect and abuse that goes on in the society. So it talks about how we need to be sensitive to the issues of old age. I care for my parents and my mother-in-law. And I've gained so much from my own experiences. A very important lesson I have learned from them is to invest in relationships when you don't need to depend